We are back with more championship content today. It is my official championship team of the season. I'm not going to waste no time. Let's jump straight into it with the goalkeeper. In net, I've got Victor Johansson from Rotherham, a player I know. Only 5 clean sheets throughout the season, conceded quite a lot of goals with Rotherham, but also had the most saves in the league and managed to play every game despite playing in an awful team. You'd have thought a keeper getting peppered that much might have wanted a bit of a break. But in all seriousness, I think his performances throughout the season will have undoubtedly earned him a move to a decent championship team next season. I mean, he might want to stay at Rotherham. I think I seen something the other day about he bought every fan a pint in a local pub, put a couple grand behind the bar. So he clearly likes the club. But he should get a move. Apparently, Derby are looking at him, who have just come back up. So I definitely see him in the Championship next season. 69% save percentage, which, considering how many shots he actually faced, is very good. It's about the middle of the Championship in terms of save percentage, but because he faced about 1 million shots, it's very, very good. And you've got to give him credit for that. Straight on, left back. Easiest decision of the video. Absolutely no doubt. It is Ipswich Town's Leif Davis. Still can't believe Leeds United let him go. At the time, it kind of made sense. But one of Ipswich's best players, certainly their best defender overall, when you take into consideration the fact 21 assists in the Championship from a left back. Let that sink in for a second. He is the Championship's top assister this season, playing as a defender. Leif Davis has been absolutely incredible. A really smart League One signing who has gone on to do massive things. And I can see him doing quite well in the Premier League as well. There is no reason for his levels to drop, in my humble opinion. Speaking of the Premier League, a Premier League loanee to Leeds United in Joe Rodon is my first pick for centre-back. I know, technically a Tottenham player, and a lot of Leeds fans will say, what about Ethan Ampadu? I think Rodon, he has played the whole season at centre-back. Obviously, Ampadu's had a stint in midfield as well. I think he's better as a defender. Ampadu has a better passing range, but Rodon's quite good at running out with the ball, getting past a few players, bringing it into midfield. I think he's incredible. I think he's really, really good, and I can only see him going on to play in the Premier League next season. If Leeds go up, hopefully we can sign him. I don't really see it happening. But if we win the playoffs, I would imagine with us. If not, maybe, does he get a look in at Tottenham? Impossible to say. Most likely not. I think any bottom half Premier League team would do very, very well to pick up Joe Rodon. And if you've watched the Championship this season, he's barely put a foot wrong. Neither has my second pick for centre-back, and that is Greaves at Hull. Hull City just missed out on the playoffs, and I've not actually commented on them sacking their manager, Rosenier. To be fair, I think he had an incredible squad and should have done better with it, but it's not exactly like they did badly. They still performed well throughout the season and just missed out on playoffs, so it's not a justified sacking, but he didn't do a good job either. It's a weird one. Anyway, Greaves. Greaves has been a mainstay in the whole defence all season. Just missed out on top 6. He's only 23 years old, which is incredible. Tell me you don't see this boy playing in the Premier League in the next few seasons. Absolute unit at the back. Would definitely start for practically any Championship club. The only team he probably wouldn't have done this season is like maybe Leicester and Leeds. Bar that, he's starting everywhere. Looks incredible. I must admit, I hadn't heard much of him from before this season because obviously I was watching Leeds in the Premier League more often. But this year, he has been quality. Let's go on to the right back. This is an easy decision, but it's a bit of an annoying one because I felt like I should pick someone a little bit more edgy, but it's just got to be Walker Peters. Let's be real, boys and girls. He is a Premier League quality right back playing game in, game out in the Championship. I don't want to say much more on him. He'll be playing in the Premier League next year, if not with Southampton, with someone else. He'll be on a lot of teams' radars. Walker Peters, best right back in the league this year, no question about it. Centre midfielder, another player who undoubtedly is Premier League quality and should have been playing there in Dewsbury Hall. What an absolute player for Leicester this season. I think he's a fan favourite there and he's definitely their best player. Centre midfielder, 12 goals and 14 assists in the league is crazy. You very, very rarely see that. It's so incredible to have those stats. If he was playing in the Premier League, would he be as good? That's the thing. Everyone's like, well, he deserves to be in the Prem, but I feel like he might get found out a little bit when they go up next season and then they get relegated because they get a points deduction and aren't allowed to sign anyone for breaking the rules last time they were in the Premier League, but the EFL didn't do anything about it. You've heard me whine about this before and you'll hear me whine about it again because they've got people like Dewsbury Hall in the Championship. My other central midfielder is Sarah from Norwich. Brazilian, unbelievable baller. He's got 13 goals and 12 assists as a centre mid, more of a centre attacking mid, but one off Dewsbury Hall's combined goals and assists. The difference is he's playing at Norwich, who snuck into the playoffs, whereas Dewsbury Hall's playing in a Premier League quality team. So this boy definitely deserves a spot in the team. I wouldn't hear any hate for it, to be honest. He has started every single game for Norwich, and look at where they are in the league. They're probably going to beat my team Leeds in the playoffs. We all know it's going to happen. But Sarah has got to be in there, undoubtedly. Up next is the left winger, an ex-Leeds player who's had a pretty rough time of it, I'd say, up to this season and last season, and that is Jack Clarke from Sunderland. Sunderland have had an underwhelming season as a whole, but I think this season for Jack Clarke has been a coming-of-age season. Breakout season at Leeds, gets his move to Tottenham, doesn't go well. Even the loan spells in that time don't go amazingly well. This year for Sunderland, he's found his home, and I think he's had that good of a season that he might actually end up leaving that home pretty quickly. Premier League, is it Premier League levels? I don't know. But definitely top half Championship levels, and I don't know if that's where Sunderland are going to be next season. 15 goals and 4 assists for Clarke on the wing. I must admit, it seems like his season was a bit more front-loaded. I heard a lot more about him in the first half of the season. That's also because at that point we thought Sunderland might be in and around the playoffs, and they dropped off very quickly. So Jack Clarke in as the left winger. Move on to that central attacking midfield position next. Then it has simply got to be, the Championship top scorer, Sammy Szmodics. If it wasn't for him, Blackburn would be kicking ball in League One next season. There is no doubt about it. But Szmodics has had 27 goals and 4 assists for Blackburn Rovers. Relegation threatened Blackburn Rovers. He also scored that one at Ellen Road, which meant Leeds didn't win in a very important game. So I'm not his biggest fan. And I have a sneaky suspicion that this might be a little one-season wonder from Szmodics. I don't know why. Do you know when you see this from a player that's already getting on a bit? Do I think he's going to keep doing it every year? For some reason, I don't, but I'm not hating. I hope he does. He's looked very good this year, and to be the top scorer playing as an attacking mid, sometimes on the wing, sometimes up front, I know. But it's impressive, and has it earned him a move? Probably. I reckon someone top half will come in for him. Maybe the team in the playoffs that doesn't go up, the bottom 2 positions, Norwich or West Brom, I think would benefit well from him. Anyway, let's move on. Right winger. Ooh, easy choice. Let's be real. Easy choice. Crescencio Somerville. He won Championship Player of the Year. I think it should have been Szmodics. And that's coming from a Leeds fan. Unbiased. I tell you all the time, I am not biased on this channel. Crescencio Somerville, Leeds' best player. Clearly a top level footballer. I think he would fit in at pretty much any Premier League club. Maybe there is some bias. I lied. But he's just so good on the ball. He's got a cracking finish on him. He's got confidence. He's happy to take on a man. The amount of times he's cut inside the box and curled one in this season is just, wow, what a player. 19 goals and 9 assists off the wing for Leeds United. Just missing out on automatic promotion. Can he do something in the playoffs? We can only pray. One position left. And this position is the one that I think was the most difficult to pick, and it's striker. And it was the most difficult to pick because a lot of the top scorers aren't strikers. A lot of the players that have put the ball in the back of the net the most aren't out-and-out strikers. And I'm going to, after I say this position, go over a few players who just missed out on this team of the season. But my striker is Haji Wright from Coventry, because he actually plays as a striker, and he's had 16 goals and 7 assists in a Coventry team who dropped off a lot towards the end of the season, so I'd imagine those numbers would have been even better if they could have stayed on form. But an American man, he's only started 70% of matches for Coventry, so missed 30% effectively. It's about the same amount of minutes played. 16 goals, 7 assists. Imagine if that was 100% or 90%, he'd probably be up to 30 combined goals and assists. As a striker in the Championship, quality numbers. And here are the players that just missed out on my team of the season. Armstrong at Southampton. I wanted to put him in at striker. He's played there a few times. I think he's better than Che Adams, controversially. But I couldn't fit him in anywhere. Because he's not mainly a striker and there's better wingers than him. So unlucky. Fez, how do you say it? Wout Fez? Fez? Yeah. At Leicester. He has had a few calamitous moments throughout the season, but if you take those out, obviously he's been consistent if you take out the calamities. But he's a good centre-back. He's good enough to play in the Premier League and he's had a pretty solid season. 2 Leeds boys just missed out for me. Jorginho Rutter misses out because he can't finish. Fantastic on the ball. He's got one of the best touches in the squad, second most assists in the Premier League, in the Championship. But is he team of the season? He made it in the official Championship team of the season as a striker, but he's not even played striker for Leeds this season, so I don't know what they were messing around at. But he just misses out because Smodics is a better attacking midfielder, isn't he? Or a better attacker. Tough one. Rutter just misses out. And the next one is Ethan Ampadu. I mentioned him in the Rodon debate. I prefer Rodon as a centre-back. And then even just in the Leeds squad, I prefer Gruev as a centre defensive midfielder. So Ampadu, he doesn't quite make it, but he has been fantastic all year. Connor Chaplin at Ipswich, you could put a lot of the Ipswich squad in here, and I think they did a really good job of spreading their goals quite well across the attack, but I know Chaplin got a combined goals and assists, I think it was about 18, so he's been fantastic for Ipswich, and shame I couldn't fit him in. And the last but not least is Whittaker at Plymouth. Standout season for him. He has looked unbelievable, and I think he should get a move to definitely a top half Championship club. Maybe bottom end Premier League, get him at Palace, get him at Everton, loan him back out to a playoff challenging team next season. I could see him going on to do big things. Whittaker looks really good. But let me know what you think about my entire team of the season. I'll read out the full thing right now. In net, we've got Johansson from Rotherham, left back Leif Davis, centre backs Rodon and Greaves, right back Walker Peters, 2 centre midfielders in Dewsbury Hall and Sarah from Norwich, centre attacking midfielder of Smodics, front 3 on the right Somerville, on the left Jack Clark, and up top, last but not least, is Hadji Wright from Coventry. That striker position was so hard to decide. And then just missing out on the team of the season was Armstrong, Fez, Rutter, Ampadu, Connor Chaplin and Whittaker. Really, really hard to decide on a lot of those players, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me your Championship team of the season in the comments. Please do. I'll be reading the comments. I'll reply to some. Tell me why you think that Armstrong should be in over Somerville, and I will laugh at you. But thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to like and subscribe for more Championship content, for more football content. We are going to be live tomorrow for the whole of Arsenal against Manchester United. Full table. If you're sick of just seeing me, all the boys are going to be on. We're going to be having football debates, sneak preview, all-time Manchester United and Arsenal combined Premier League 11. Come back for that tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Peace.